Hello and welcome back to episode 57 of i75Live. We have a lot on the schedule today of games. We have a
Big
special
show.
guest, Mr. Colts fan. He's been on the show a couple times before. Ryder Cup this week. That's huge for the world of golf. And
big deal.
A very big, different format.
My first one because it didn't happen last year.
Yeah, so a lot on the menu. First, though, don't forget, leave a like, drop a comment, drop a follow, drop anything. We had some funny comments. There was one that I kind of didn't really understand what he was trying to say, like whether he was making fun of us or whether he was like agreeing with us.
You're talking about the Kelsey one?
No, it wasn't the Kelsey one. It was about, what was it about? I got to find it now.
Well, while you do that, I will go ahead and say this episode is sponsored by KUTT Bet, and for the foreseeable future, it will be sponsored by KUTT Bet. But in case you don't know, KUTT Bet is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any publicly verifiable result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. But make sure you sign up today using our code i75Live and stay tuned in later because every week we do provide a KUTT Bet of the week that you guys can either agree or bet against us. So,
and last week we lost it on a blocked field goal.
Blocked field goal touchdown. If the field goal was blocked and it wasn't returned, we win.
Yeah.
It was because it got returned by big 360-pound Jordan Davis.
Heaviest guy to ever return a touchdown in the NFL.
He almost touched 19 miles per hour on that.
We got pretty unlucky last week.
So
the comment I was talking about.
I want to know if that was in his contract, some special bonus that we all didn't know about. He probably got $1 million on that run. He never ran so fast in his life.
So the comment I was talking about, he said, in quotation marks, at some point the coin is going to flip on the other side. They going to lose. This is referring to our talking about the Chiefs being like they were 18-0 in the one-score games. They've now lost 2 games in a row. Well, now they won against the Giants, but at the time they lost 2 games in a row by 1 score. And then he said, if they go 0-3, I don't think they make the playoffs with their division being what it is.
He was agreeing with us and saying that there was another chance tonight that they could lose yet another 1-score game. They didn't end up happening. It wasn't even a 1-score game.
So many 1-score games.
So he worded it a little bit weird, but I kind of was like, I think he's agreeing with us. I think he's not. Agreeing. And then we also had some people talking about how Gronk is better than Kelsey. I, of course, advocate for that. I will always say that. But no, we had a lot of people agree that Travis is kind of tarnishing his career a little bit with I even sent it to you. There's another video of him going up to Andy Reid and they're like actually yelling at each other. So
and then he stayed out for a drive afterwards with his helmet on his hip.
I noticed
he came back in, but
it's very weird. But like we mentioned, got a lot going on. NFL questions after week 3. This is what we do. We go down some of the biggest stories of the games that we think are the most important to talk about. First one.
And I just jinxed the shit out of myself. At the first half of this early slate, I sent a text to our group chat saying, man, this week of NFL games so far has sucked. And what happens in the back half of the early slate?
4 blocked field goals.
3 or 4 blocked field goals. 3 of them pretty much decide the game. And then, we get the Browns beating the Packers. But the first game, Texans at Jaguars, what the hell is wrong with CJ Stroud? Like, genuinely. And I think you could allude to the fact that, there was a moment in time last week in week 2 where CJ Stroud on his high and mighty horse after beating Caleb Williams decided, last year, hey, we're the same age, but I'm going to treat you like I'm a 10-year vet. Hey, man, stop taking those hits. You're going to be a great quarterback in this league. You're right. He's been better than you since then. I put the numbers next to each other. Statistically, he has been a better quarterback. But I won't go as far to trash CJ Stroud and say it's all on him. I do think their O-line, they tried to revamp it this offseason. I think they brought in 3 or 4 new starters. That's not always great. It's working for the Bears right now, but you need quality guys for that to work. And on top of that, the lack of a running game. Their top guy right now is Nick Chubb, who suffered like 3 knee injuries.
You're not helping them out there.
Yeah, they're not at all. And again, they've got the receivers, but I don't think Stroud is having much time at all to process the field at all. I really don't.
Like we saw his first couple years of when they went to the playoffs and
Well, the first year they had a good team, but I mean, what do you think when you think? Watching them play, is it all on Stroud?
I think you're spot on. I think even them kind of releasing C.J. Gardner-Johnson and how vocal he has kind of been on other teams to where I saw there was a press conference where he was like, "Yeah, I'm not used to this, but got to go back to the drawing board." that probably ruffled some feather. But at the same time, though, it's like he's right. Like you guys, and just because it upset you or hurt your feelings, because he is right, and he was probably the one, trying to, maybe not in the best ways, but a little angry that the season has started the way he has on the teams that he's been on, like said the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl last year, of, okay, we need to fix this shit. Like, we need to really get going, and maybe that just rubbed people the wrong way, and that's why he was just released out of nowhere.
It could have.
I do think, the O-line's a huge issue. We've seen it with quarterbacks. If it doesn't matter how good you are, if you can't block, it's...
Even for Mahomes.
Running back, I don't think they have done CJ any favors with Nick Chubb and the
Mixon
injuries.
will be back soon, but...
That's your bet. Yeah, that's true. But right now, your best running back is Nick Chubb.
Yep.
On a very, very bad O-line, and just not a very good pass game right now because of it.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that it's not all on CJ. Ultimately, though, I do think great quarterbacks can make up for all those things. But there comes a point to where it's just, it's bad. It's really bad right now.
Yeah. On the other sideline, though, I think he's not playing terrible, but it's just, was Travis Hunter wasted at number 2 overall? Because it's like, realistically, you're taking a guy that early when you think he's going to be all pro, like, sometimes a Hall of Famer, but, a genuine starter for 10 years. And he's starting on both sides of the ball, but he's not really making a difference on any side of the ball. Like, he doesn't even have 100 receiving yards on the season yet, and he's getting picked on sometimes in the secondary.
Well, and this is what I've said, like, you're asking this guy to do way too much at a young age. Let him be good at one thing. I understand I want to do both, and I understand this is why we picked him, because he can impact the game on all sides of the ball. I get all that. But what we're now seeing is he's really not. He's just an average player on both sides of the ball instead of being
at
really good on one side of the ball.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I've seen a lot of people say, it's not working. It's not that
it's too early to say that, but it's definitely not what we thought it was going to be.
But it's not that it's not working. It's just not, I just think it's absolutely impossible to be elite on both sides of the ball for a whole game, for a whole season.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what I said it, I know a lot of other people have said it, but it's extremely hard to do that in the NFL. And a lot of people, even players have come out and
Devontae
said,
Adams.
Yeah, to name one big one who was asked about it. I don't want to see him go to waste.
Yeah.
And I truly think they should look at this maybe halfway through the season and go, you know what? Let's let him be really good at whichever one we think we need the most help in. Let's let him do that and focus mainly on that.
Yeah, I agree. And the game did not end pretty at all. I mean, it was, for the most part, 10-10, 10-3.
Yeah.
But
division game
is how it
too,
ends.
so those, you never know how those games end out.
Yeah, and with both teams looking the way they are, I think the Jaguars are a little bit better off than the Texans right now, but I don't think either team makes the playoffs.
Yeah, I would agree, especially with the Colts and, that division going.
We said it going in, one team's going to make the playoffs out of that division.
Yeah. Next game, we kind of alluded to this one with the blocked field goal and our cut bet of the week. The Rams lose to the Eagles 33-26 on that last field goal attempt that got ran for a touchdown. Unfortunate, because I think the Rams played a really good game. They played a good first half. A 19-point lead slip, which normally you don't see from a Sean McVay coach team. That was a little surprising. Well, but I'm going to say, everyone that talks shit about Jalen Hurts, everyone that said he's not a good quarterback.
That clip that we made could not have come out at a better time. Him and Baker, both.
Of you saying, he's asked to do whatever his team to win the game. They were down 19 points coming out of halftime. His team asked him to throw the ball and to win the game for him.
A.J. Brown finishes with 100 yards and a touchdown.
He ended up with over 200 some odd yards, 3 touchdown passes.
3 rushing touchdowns. He didn't have a touchdown.
They end up winning the game.
Yeah. But
I don't care what anyone says. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in this league. And then when we said what we said, we were comparing him to Baker. We weren't saying that Baker is just a terrible quarterback. We've seen that. He had another fourth quarter comeback to win the game. Yeah. So Baker's awesome. But
there's
levels. Say there's levels. Like
He is
Super Bowl winning
Super Bowl
MVP quarterback. I am taking that every day over the week. I don't care how many fourth quarter drives that Baker
just
has.
look at how he played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, we're acting like he can't pass. Wait, that was a complete game. And the first time they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, the only thing he did wrong was fumble the ball. Yeah. And if he doesn't, they probably beat them
in a game that was like 30 to.
It was a shootout.
Yeah, it was a shootout.
It was a shootout. And so that's why, speaking on the Rams, I have this question added for this reason. I didn't know this, but I mean, it seems like the Rams might have like a mental block when it comes to beating Sirianni's Eagles. They're 0-4 against them now.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably, granted, the Rams only play these AFC teams probably like, once every 4 years. But I mean, is it bad? That's bad. That's bad. And this is a team you're going to be meeting in the playoffs damn near every year for as long as you're competitive. You got to figure it out at some point.
And they had it. They had it, I think, last year to where they were in a really good position last year, kind of just let it slip away. And then this one, 19-point lead. Well, you're on, they're at home, you're away, you still have that lead. So it is a little, and for some reason, I mean, we see this with certain coaches, they just kind of have their kryptonite, but Sean McVay he can't close out the Eagles.
It's bad and different from the two times that they played last year. Saquon was not explosive. He really hasn't unlocked it much this year at all, and they're still 3-0.
Yeah.
So it's like that leads into my next question: is they weren't last year, but are the Eagles going to be the number 1 seed this year?
I don't know who's gonna.
Who beats them right now?
Yeah, I mean, and to kind of go into that, the Packers were the one team where I was like, they look night and day better than I think everyone else. And then all of a sudden they lose to the Browns. Now I think the Browns have a very good defense.
They have the best defense
and a very good secondary, so that played into effect. But seeing some of the interviews of some of the Packers players of no one can beat us. We're just on a different level right now.
Literally, the week
look at our schedule. So you got humbled. They got really cocky, really confident.
They had an offensive lineman last week say they could go undefeated.
That's what I'm referring to. To where all of a sudden that creeps in, and then something like this.
Don't they know? You just don't say that. Yeah. Even if you think it, you don't say it.
I'm actually go ahead and keep talking. But Flynn sent me a graphic today that just. Yeah, we've said we're both advocates for saying the NFL is better than college. This is why you can't really see it right here, but so the Ravens beat the Browns, destroyed them, right? Then the Browns beat the Packers, but the Packers beat the Lions. And what happened on Monday? The Lions beat the Ravens. Yeah. So anybody can beat anybody.
So does that mean the Dolphins are the best team in the NFL? Is that what that means?
That's what that means.
Exactly.
And it also means the Bears are back.
The Bears are back, baby.
I think the biggest thing about this Packers-Brown game is what I said before the year started. And sorry, Packers fans, but 2018, take yourself back to us when we bet on the wrong quarterback. Granted, we had not paid him. He was still on a rookie deal, so arguably you might be in a worse situation. You're paying Jordan Love $55 million a year, and you can't trust him with the game in his hands. And you sold out, giving away a lot of capital for a pass rusher that you thought was going to put you over the top. Yes, it's week 3, but this was the Browns. This is a game where you don't put up only 10 points.
This is an automatic W.
This is a great defense. It was the best defense going into the game. But you're supposedly a top 5 team. You're supposedly going to be the number 1 seed. You're a Super Bowl favorite.
You're playing
you win this game.
30-some-odd-year-old Joe Flacco on the.
You win this game.
Yeah, you have to.
I called it before the game. I thought the Browns were going to give them a game. I didn't say they were going to win, but I said it was going to be a hell of a game. And I think this falls on Jordan Love, especially that last interception, more than anything. That interception is what lost them the game. It was a 3rd and 3. They were on like the 20-yard line. I'm sure you saw it. Yeah. They ran slants, and he throws it into the ground. And it's right into a Browns player's arms. Yeah. And it's game over from there. You had the field goal still, but it shouldn't have come down to that.
No, I hear you. And I was pretty surprised with how good, the Packers defense was because everyone kind of thought it wasn't, I think their pass rush is still good, and
linebackers are really
I know
good too.
Kind of like Jaden Reed got hurt, so he's out for a while, but you still have, you drafted Golden, you have Dobbs, you've got Kraft, you have Jacobs. You had well enough to outscore this very, very old, not good at all, I think, Browns offense, especially. Their defense is great. Statistically, they're top, I think, one.
They're great.
In most
Especially
categories.
after this game.
Yeah, so it is, and this just you got a little bit of humble pie. You guys are riding on your high horse, literally saying to the media how, oh yeah, well, if you look at the rest of our schedule, we're going to go undefeated.
So going into, I guess, the rest of the year, this sets up my next question perfectly is, how many more times are the Browns going to be playing upset this year? With that defense, every time they play a great team, I might just bet on the Browns.
Probably a lot. I would be. Especially if you're still throwing Flacco out there, which I just don't understand why.
No one does.
Throw out your 2 rookies that you drafted and really see what you got.
Yeah, this is the year to do it.
And we'll talk about a little bit about that when it comes to, because the Giants, they've made a decision to where, good on you. At some point, Dable's got to save his job, and what you're paying, it's not like you're paying Russell Wilson $100-some-odd million. He's on a 1-year deal for probably, I don't even know, but not a lot. The same way he was with Denver.
Yep.
No, so it's Denver, though, to go in, Broncos
Denver
Chargers. This one was circled for you and me just because of the division game for a lot of reasons. The Chargers to see if they're legit.
And they are.
And the Broncos to see if they're kind of, going through that sophomore slump with Bo Nix. I think 2 things can be true. I think a little bit Bo Nix just is not playing. He had a lot of deep passes, explosive plays missed.
Oh, yeah.
And he's even voiced, there's a clip of him on the sideline saying that, I missed a lot today.
Yeah.
You did. That probably would have won you the game, but the Chargers, it's just so funny.
Harbaugh, baby.
Everywhere he goes,
he wins.
He wins.
Yep.
And it really, even his post-game conversation of talking to the team, you can just really tell that he's got
that's a football coach.
Hey, a coach matters.
It does.
It does.
Don't care what anybody says.
I understand.
The guys got to do what they got to do on the field, but a coach matters.
Yeah, the coaches don't go out there and play, and I get all that, but it really, you look around the league.
Look at Mike McDaniel. Look what's happening in Miami.
Anywhere, teams that have
matters.
players that are playing for their coach. Look at Dallas right now.
Look at Eberflus last year.
Look at Dallas and their owner. No one wants to play for that organization right now, and it's showing of how just dysfunctional of a football team they truly are. And we'll get into that later. But to finish, the Broncos Chargers, I think Justin Herbert is on a kind of an MVP stretch right now.
He is. I think you have to be.
Out of all the quarterbacks right now, I think him and Josh Allen are the 2 that I would say.
Jones. Put some Daniel Jones respect.
Too. I'd say Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen right now are leading that of,
that's Indiana Jones. It's Indiana Jones.
So, no, I think the Chargers are legit. They lost one of their running backs, Najee Harris, to an ACL. Achilles, not an ACL, yes. So that kind of does suck. But Hampton, he's going to... This is why they drafted him. I think this is why a lot of people drafted him in fantasy, too. So he's going to have a way bigger role. Keenan Allen is playing out of his mind.
He didn't play last year. We're not going to talk about his time with the Bears.
So
he was always a Charger.
I think I saw a stat where he's top 5 receiver right now, and he was drafted in round 8 and 9 of fantasy leagues.
Yep.
So that could very easily be a league winner if Justin Herbert stays healthy and that team continues to win games.
Yeah.
The Broncos, though,
I benched Courtland Sutton.
I did not. I started him. He had the long touchdown. He could have had more. Like we said, Bo Nix missed a lot of big plays. But Bo Nix, it just seems like, he is having that. We've talked about it. Which one of these quarterbacks was going to go through a little bit of a sophomore slump?
Him and Penix. But, Penix is still a rookie.
Yeah.
But, he's barely completing 60% of his passes right now. He's got 535 passing yards through 3 games, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And we said the Broncos were going to win the division this year. Now
a lot of people
the
did.
Chargers.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
The Chargers looked like a way more complete team and ready to win close games.
Yeah.
And I guess you can kind of attribute it to the quarterback and the experience that each quarterback has. Yeah, Herbert hasn't won a playoff game yet, but
it's funny how all these games come down to quarterback play.
Yeah. It's almost like it's the most important position in sports.
Yeah.
I don't know. But speaking of good quarterback play, let's move on to my team, the Cowboys at Bears, and also to harp on the fact that, yeah, you are right, Chris. Coaching does matter. And the biggest part and takeaway about this game is not that Caleb Williams looked awesome. It's that the offensive line and the offense in general had 0 pre-snap penalties the whole game and no sacks.
And no sacks, yeah.
No sacks. That's a perfect game. Yeah, great. They played a terrible defense. This is how you should look against bad defenses.
Yeah.
So I don't really get why you're discounting the fact that they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so Caleb, this was the most, I said it last week, this was his opportunity to play his most complete game as a pro. That's exactly what happened. I mean, he was money from deep. The trick plays were working.
We saw the flair of the trick plays that everyone loved in Detroit.
They're finally
so that was
around,
nice.
and it's almost like you kind of need to be ahead of the sticks to run those trick plays anyway. So it's like the first 2 weeks were countless, like 2nd and 15s, 3rd and 12s. You can't run. You're not going to run trick plays. You need to get the first down in that instance.
Yeah.
But like what just happened with this Bears game, they scored. They stopped the Cowboys, and their first play back on offense was that flea flicker. It was a 1-play touchdown.
And he launched that bitch,
Oh my God, the best throw
Off
I've
kind
seen
of
in
a
a
little
year.
bit of his back foot because he had someone right in his face.
Right in the bucket.
Yeah.
Right in the bucket.
Yeah, it was to Luther Burton, right?
Yeah. Which Luther Burton finally is becoming a part of the offense. He looks awesome. I think he should be the everyday slot guy. But like you saw, he can be used in those intermediate to deep routes too. But I think
the question for me is I always look at it from, obviously, is it more the Bears or is it more that the Cowboys are as bad as they are?
You want to know the one thing I think it is? So I'm sure you saw the story too last week. Eberflus was sitting in on their meetings like last year, the offense, and so he thought he knew. I just want to go ahead and send a thank you to Matt Eberflus for willingly giving the Cowboys defense old information about Caleb Williams. You set them up for failure.
Yeah.
It couldn't have happened better. Thank you for finally doing your part in developing him. Seriously, thank you.
It was really bad. I mean, I saw someone talking about how they were just sitting in zone the whole time.
They were.
And
He doesn't play man.
They never went into man, and they were just getting picked apart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Cowboys, CD getting hurt in the first quarter also didn't help. But the Cowboys are, I think, what everyone thought they were going to be.
No one was high on them.
Well,
really.
no, I think naturally everyone is because they feel like they have to talk about the Cowboys because there's America's team. Yeah. But when you really look at it, look at it, it's like this team is not very good.
No, it's not.
They haven't. The guys they have paid have just been like, okay, cool. Yeah. That's fine. The whole Micah Parsons thing didn't help. Jerry Jones doesn't help. And so the Cowboys are what the Cowboys are. And I'm very happy that this is happening because this is the team that they are not a good football team.
No,
on a roster, paper, whatever. Dak's playing decent and some of the interceptions that he's had.
They've got good players on the roster. It's just.
But that's the thing. When you got good players that really don't care and they're just there to collect their paycheck because of the owner, they just don't care. This is what you get.
Well, I mean, it gets into your head when you feel like the owner doesn't care about winning. He cares about money. So it's like, why should I do any different?
Exactly.
I'm here to do the same thing you are.
Exactly.
I'm an extension of you. And so, I do think the other good thing about the Bears is that they had 4 takeaways on defense.
Yeah.
Started their opening drive, Dallas, we ripped the ball out on like a 30-yard run. So, I mean, from the start, the game was very much in the Bears' control. And I needed to see it this week. I did.
No, I hear you.
But speaking on the team that whooped our ass last week.
Before we get into that last game, because this game was really good, I just want to touch on my team a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson should never play another down in a Patriots uniform ever again.
How many fumbles does he have, do you think?
Oh, me and Jake looked it up.
Yeah,
so we looked up his touchdown to intercept to fumble ratio.
Oh, God.
He has, I believe, 24 touchdowns.
That's good.
To like 14 fumbles.
Holy shit.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's really
terrible.
Bad. That's really bad.
In my personal opinion, you fumbled 2 times in the red zone.
Antonio Gibson fumbled too.
Antonio Gibson also fumbled, while Henderson is for some reason just sitting on the bench.
Your high second
round pick, who also never fumbled a single time in college. Gunny can back me up on that one because he said it a ton of times. Ohio State fan. Why are we? And he's had problems with this last year too. I really hope Mike Vrabel looks at this as the final straw and goes, I'm sick and tired of this shit. We had 4 turnovers in a game we should have won.
Oh, you should have won.
We should have won that. I don't care what you say, Flynn. We fumbled the ball 3 times, 2 times in the red zone. We should have won that game if we score. And Drake May had an unfortunate interception that got tipped in the end zone as well.
Yeah.
So we had 3 turnovers in the red zone, where even if we score field goals, we win that game.
Yeah. Did Flynn send you a text after
he
the
did
game?
not, and I think I know why he did it.
Because he knows they
He
should
knew.
have lost.
He knew not to poke the bear because I would have said exactly what I just said. So that's what I'll say about my team. I think Ramondre Stevenson should never play another down for the Patriots ever again, and Henderson
He
should.
said it himself after the game too. I gotta like
good.
the accountability from Ramondre.
Good.
But yeah,
You should never play another down.
Yeah.
You've got 24 touchdowns and 14 fumbles.
that's a lot.
at your career.
That's a lot of fumbles, dude. He's only been in the league like 5 years.
Only a couple, I think 4 or 5, yes. So I think it should be Henderson's backfield until he is piss dog tired, if you ask me.
Yeah,
because
I
of the
agree.
fumble problem and
I
the turnover
agree.
problem.
When can't you use Henderson on the
You
field?
can't.
It's-
He's a 3-down back. He catches the ball. He runs the ball at the tackles. He's a big physical. You let him control that backfield.
yeah, I agree.
So that is what I will touch on my team. It was
So
very
do you think
unfortunate.
what if Belichick was the coach? What would he do to this guy?
Ramondre would have been
for
off
all
after
these
the
fumbles?
first fumble.
Well, Vrabel's been the same way of we can't. He's been very vocal of I don't think we're good enough to be able to turn the ball over and still win games. You have a guy who is consistently
turning the ball over.
not turning the ball over, shown he can't turn over, but you're still giving number 1 and number 2 touches to fucking Stevenson and who what's his name Gibson.
I have kind of a theory, and there's no really validity to this. It's just kind of how I feel with like a former football player head coach. It's like, do you think he kind of believes in seniority a little bit? And,
Maybe,
like,
probably.
earning your keep, but it's like when you took a player in the second round, you kind of negate that whole belief. You think you're taking a guy that high because you think he can contribute immediately. And then when you turn around and don't, and then the guys that are supposedly, earned their spot and they've been in the league, they know how to do it, are fumbling balls. I'm sorry, that does not make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. And I really hope, because of what happened, we come out next week and we give a vast majority of the touches and the backfield reps to Henderson.
It definitely
That is
should.
what we should do.
Yeah.
So that will wrap up my team. Last game, I think this was a great game.
We all got it wrong for the most part.
We did all get it wrong, unfortunately. Haley was pretty mad at me for picking against her team. But the Lions go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens. I think this says a lot about, for one, the Lions, because of how they handled the first game of the year, and they just looked really bad. The last 2 weeks they've
Been
looked
money since then.
great. They've looked like the same old Lions.
Yep.
The Ravens, though. Look, I'm sick and tired of
That's
giving
like one of the
excuses
best
to this team.
defenses on paper. Like, seriously, it is. And they don't have a single hole on defense. Yeah, I get it. Jair Alexander was out, but you drafted Nate Wiggins in the first round last
Malik
year.
Starks.
Yeah, Malachi Starks.
Starks
You've got
not starting
Kyle
on Malik.
Hamilton. It's plenty of players there. And you still have Roquan. You've got a good passer.
And
You
you're-
drafted Mike Green in the second round.
When you're letting up, they let up 2 95+ yard touchdown drives
The Ravens
in that game.
and the Dolphins are, I think, tied, but they're 1 and 2 for the most yards allowed through 3 weeks. And it's ridiculous that those two teams are in the same conversation. But it could be that my next question, it's just, did they play the best running back duo in NFL history?
Well, yeah.
Genuinely, when have we ever seen 2 number 1 running backs in the same backfield for as long as we've seen Montgomery and Gibbs? And there is no way to defend both of them.
Oh, and they were great. They had over 250 rushing yards together.
Both of them had 2 touchdowns.
On top of that, I'm going to give credit to the defense, too. They had 7 sacks
The
against
Lions
Lamar.
defense. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you're Lamar, you cannot get sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
With how mobile and how explosive you are out of that. And they had a really good game plan with a QB spy. They were watching him the whole time, but 7 sacks.
Yeah. And
Derrick Henry fumbling the ball.
he's fumbled in every game this year.
His whole little tantrum that he kind of had on the sidelines was pretty funny.
Bang.
And like slipping and falling on
Yep.
them. But no, I think I'll give credit to the defense. Hutchinson, I think, finally is starting to get his legs
He's
under him
healthy
after
again.
the injury.
His mom.
7 sacks, though. And I saw that and I was like, you run the ball for 250+ yards. Your defense gets 7 sacks. That's how you beat. And even that, though, and I know the Ravens' last touchdown was kind of a garbage touchdown and prevent defense,
It
so
lost
maybe
me
take
the
that
game.
away.
It lost me my fantasy match.
But it almost lost me mine. Kaiser, I beat you by 0.46 of a point.
This was not a good
because
week for you, Dawson.
He
You
had
were
Mark
3 yards
Andrews.
short of $600, weren't
I
you?
also was Kyle Pitts. I'm going to find your address.
We bet on
he gave up too early. He needed one more catch, and Dawson
2 yards away
$600.
from a pretty big cash out with Kyle Pitts. So I'm in the progress. I probably shouldn't say that.
No. He lives somewhere in Atlanta.
He lives somewhere in Atlanta.
Yeah, we need to go toilet paper his house.
No, I'm just kidding.
Say, dude, don't quit the fourth quarter.
But no, the Lions, I think, St. Brown's awesome, but that running back duo is
hey, if
very,
they
very
keep
scary.
getting injuries, though, they could always move Gibbs to corner. He played corner pretty damn good, if you remember. So.
Well, they can move him anywhere. I mean, the kid's so athletic. I know there have been rumors of him playing slot receiver if they need it. So come playoffs, because I do think the Lions are going to make the playoffs, whether that's the division winner or wild card. They're going to be very good, and Dan Campbell still got the big balls of steel going for that fourth down, to ice the game. And I remember watching, I was like, do you give Lamar a chance, or do you go for the win? The same way that the Ravens should have gone for the win week 1 against Baltimore, because you don't give a quarterback like Lamar a chance to go down and tie the game.
Oh, the Bills. Yeah.
Yes, you don't. Yes, you don't do that. And the Lions knew that. They did it. They went for it. They went for the win. They ended up scoring a touchdown, and I know the Ravens came back and scored, but it really didn't matter. No. So yeah, the Lions are legit. Dan Campbell just kind of putting the whole it was just your coordinators who did this. Nope. He's kind of putting that to rest.
Dan Campbell.
I like the Lions. The Lions, Jared Goff isn't making mistakes. If you can run the ball for as good as you can with those two running backs, it's a recipe to win a lot of games.
The NFC North might have 4 playoff teams this year. All 4 teams.
It's the hardest division in football. 100%.
It's going to be for a long time, 100%. Unfortunately.
So that will wrap up our week 3 questions, and we will go right into 4th.
Oh, here we go.
On a 4th and goal. 4th down and 20. 4th and 21.
Right, Chris,
not the way you
got. A lot of stuff in the sports world. What do you got?
Oh, there's so much happening right now.
There is.
So first of all, I just want to point out Dawson's shirt he's rocking today. The University of Montana Grizzlies. I don't know if you saw DraftKings. They actually posted
Running Rabbit.
Yeah, Running Rabbit. They said the best last name in college football. Did you see how many letters are on the back of that jersey? That was great.
Does a little.
It looked like
got his first touchdown. The Grizz just annihilated. I don't even know who they played. It was their last cupcake. But
they're playing good though. Who'd they beat?
They scored
like
70
NDSU?
points. I don't know. They blew them out of the water.
Hey, North Dakota State is a good team.
That's what I mean.
They beat them. That was a great win. But they had one cupcake this weekend, and now the real season starts. So
they're playing good.
Okay, so I want to go back and talk about one of the guys you talked about a little bit earlier. So Jackson Dart officially named the starter.
Yes!
You guys have been saying this for next week, for this week for the Giants. How are you guys feeling about that?
You want to know what I think? The Giants are doing the same thing that all bad teams do. And they sign a veteran quarterback. They say that he's going to start the year.
Yeah.
You want your rookie quarterback to sit. Said veteran quarterback doesn't play good because he's way past his prime, and everyone else but you saw this coming. He's starting in week 4. Pretty much like every other iteration of rookie quarterbacks for the most part when this happens.
Yeah, this is what the Cleveland Browns should do. But to go to the Giants, I think Dable went into that office and said, look, I still want to have this job. And if
Russell Wilson's going to lose me this job.
If you make me play Russell Wilson, he's going to get me fired. So can I please play the quarterback that we drafted in the first round to show you that we have potential and I can keep my job? Yeah. That's what happened.
They have the hardest schedule in the league anyways. I mean, granted, those are records from last year going off. But I think you needed to start Dart. It's going to be your fun. Your season's not going anywhere. You have a good defense. You've got a great defensive line. And you just need some life on offense. And Russell Wilson throwing moon balls every time you need 5 yards on fourth down is not going to cut it.
Well, you said it after that game. You said, I think we just watched the last snap that Russell Wilson might ever take in the NFL.
Yeah, he won't even be a backup. He's done. This is his last.
Well, and it's awesome. Look, I bet Jackson Dart to start 4.5 games this year.
There you go.
It's week 3.
Yes. There you go. You're gonna hit it.
Hopefully, we can pencil that one in as a green check mark.
Hopefully.
But okay, let's stay with the Giants though. What in the heck is it about the Giants trading players Then they go off and their career takes off. You got Saquon Barkley,
Xavier
now Daniel
McKinney.
Jones. I mean, what is going on in New York?
Xavier McKinney, too, last year, the second he left the Giants, led the league in interceptions on the Packers.
And it also goes into play of what Malik Neighbors said last year when everyone was questioning Daniel Jones.
Not
where
even this last year.
He said it ain't the quarterback.
Yeah.
It ain't on him. I promise you. Well,
You're finding out.
you're finding out. And maybe, yeah, like you just said, some of the big names, Saquon to say one, McKinney, now he for the Packers playing very well for that secondary. Yeah, it's got to be, and this is kind of why I worry, not worry, but why Dable is probably just like, fuck, like I'm getting fired regardless. This ain't working, and it's a dumpster fire. But yeah, no, it is funny, especially like with the whole Baker thing too, of Baker going to the
from the Browns
to the Panthers, and then all of a sudden he goes to like a competent organization that kind of knows what they're doing, and look what Baker's done the past couple years. So yeah, it's got to be a Giants problem with all these players.
I think it is too. I think it is too. Okay, so Jake and I were talking the other day about Clemson. I mean, there's probably not a bigger team more upset than Georgia Tech that Clemson keeps losing, just taken away from how great that win was.
Yeah, I know.
But seriously, though, what happened? I mean, they look horrible. So here's what I think. I think Dabo has three options. Dabo has three options, and I want to hear what you guys think. He should retire like Nick Saban. He could get fired, or he could stay at Clemson, embrace NIL and the transfer portal. What do you think?
Well, he's already said he's not going to retire because he said he wants to coach because he made a whole big deal of, I'm only 50 years old. What do you think I'm going to do? I still got a lot. So that's not that. I checked that one off. Getting fired from Clemson.
Probably not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen either because I think Clemson will view that as it's going to take way more to rebuild after firing a coach.
Unless you bring in Nick Saban.
If I was Clemson, though, I would literally go in his office and say, look, we understand that you just, for some reason, don't like using the portal.
You want to be the same as Army and Navy and Air Force. We get it.
But you have to start using, maybe not, 20, 25, 30 plus new players from the portal. But, like, if you can get one or two guys... Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with
a lockdown corner, a stud pass rusher.
You still have...
You're not better than anyone else. Everyone else is doing it.
Yes.
And you're seeing exactly what I think most people saw is that this is how you win now in college football. Well, it's not going to change.
This is why Nick Saban retired, because he kind of was a Dabo-type coach to build within, develop. And Nick Saban was like, I tried it. It just is not for me. And he got out of it. So Dabo, you're either, if you still want to coach, and you've said that, you made that very clear, you need to adapt. What is the classic saying? Innovate or die. Yep. And if you can't do that, you're going to slowly get passed up. And you have been. You stayed with even your quarterback, your fifth-year quarterback, and he's played like absolute shit against teams that a fifth-year quarterback should be putting up points against. Yep. And then complaining about, the other team was faking injuries because they were slowing our drives. Yeah, they got fined for it, and maybe that's what they were doing, but that's what you're worried about?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're worried about after the game. So to me, it's just a bunch of guys who think that they're better than innovating and into the rest of the competition.
My way's proven. It worked 10 years ago when I won the Natty, so I know it works.
Yeah.
That's
we know. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about fantasy for a minute. So my fantasy team has been decimated. I mean, I've got the guy, listen to my injuries.
Was telling me about
James
the
Conner,
too.
Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Fields, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler. I mean, I'm done. Like, my season's over. So what is up with all these injuries, and how are your guys' teams looking?
I saw a good take that until the NFL bans artificial turf, you are going to see more ACL and Achilles injuries because players are going from grass to turf, grass to turf, grass to turf. Grass has a lot more leeway and give for your tendons. On turf, you're running a lot faster, but there's nothing supporting your feet. Nothing. It's just concrete underneath rubber.
There's a little bit of but not as much as grass.
Yes, and when you're cutting, you're putting much more strain on your body to do the moving instead of the grass. Kind of, you slip a little bit on the grass. You're planting in turf.
There's more give.
There's more give.
Well, Dawson, I mean, you can obviously speak to this because you
playing on
you played the majority of your college on turf, right? But a little bit on grass.
I mean, now I know it's kind of a financial thing, as most high schools, most colleges can't support it.
Yeah, but you're the NFL.
You're the NFL, yes. But to my point, I would play on a very nice, treated, sanded grass field over a turf field every day of the week.
Yep. I'm sure
so NFL, I've been an advocate for this. You're the NFL. You make billions of dollars. You should require every single team, every single facility to have a grass field.
You're putting guardian caps. Like the NFL is so worried about concussions. Why don't you pull up the data on how many more injuries happen on turf compared to grass? That would give you the answer.
It's one of those things, head in the sand. They don't want to admit
even if it's...
No, it's hand in the rubber or head in the rubber. They don't have sand.
Even if it's the same, though. Like, if you care so much about this, you should care equally about this.
That's what I'm saying.
About, both sides of it when it comes to concussions versus lower leg or lower extremity injuries. Mm-hmm. So, to tell you, though, my team...
Yeah, how are your teams looking?
Fortunately, fingers crossed, I got out unscathed.
I've been really lucky with injuries so far, actually.
Very, very, very lucky with injuries.
I've been very lucky. Besides, obviously, I've had the first pick, so I have Jamar. But I'm not necessarily worried about Jamar. He's going to get his targets. And they played one of the best defenses in the league last week. Brian Flores, I saw clips of the Vikings defense against the Bengals. They are showing cover 2 at the start. And then halfway through the play clock, they switch. Half of the field is in quarters, the other's in cover 2, and then they switch again before the ball snapped.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how the hell are you supposed to dissect that unless you've been playing in the league 15 years?
It's hard. Well, and to go to, I also have a lot of... I drafted and picked up a lot of players that I was like, hey, if this running back gets hurt, he's the backup, he'll be the starter.
Yep.
So I've got a lot of leagues, too, to where, Trey Benson for the Cardinals, I have him in a couple leagues. I drafted Hampton in one. Now he's going to be taking over the full backfield there, so that's great. So I've drafted a couple handcuffs, too. I've also got Robinson for the 49ers, just in case
the one mistake,
McCaffrey goes out.
And I told myself before I drafted, I just forgot to even take him in any of my leagues, is Jordan Mason. And I had him on my list. Yeah. Jordan Mason was my pick, and I either missed out on him or didn't take him early enough. Same with Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
Both players I'm missing.
So, I have gotten very lucky.
That's good. It's good to know. Well, not so much with me. Okay, so let's change gears. I'm going to talk about baseball for a minute. The Braves.
10-game winning streak.
So
too late.
10 games in a row.
Too late.
But we've been eliminated from playoff contention a few weeks ago, right? But we're playing some good ball right now. Where was this in June and July? And my question is how much hope does this give you for what we've got in place for next season?
I wouldn't say hope. I would say it gives you a little bit of a boost to finish out the season like this going into next year. Mm-hmm. And getting all your players back, some of your pitchers, because I know we've been decimated in that realm. We still have the Austin Rileys and the Matt Olsons and the Aussies.
We still have a young core.
We still have a young core that we have paid. So I think there's hope, and this is showing that
need to spend some money. Though.
Yes, we will. This team can win, and it has been kind of nice to go. Hey, we can end this year on a nice 10, maybe 12, 13, 14 win streak and go into the offseason and feel confident about that. I do think we're going to have a manager change, whether that Snicker steps down or Snicker gets fired.
It needs to be as a coaching staff change, not just a manager
change.
And the Braves have switch out your hitting coach, your pitching coach. If you're committing to a reset, commit to the reset.
And the Braves have been just so bad at they only hire within people who have been in the organization. And that's across the board, I think, with baseball, to where it's just so...
They have a grass isn't always greener kind of mentality, and that's not always true. It happens a lot.
So I'd say, is it cool? Yes. Does it not matter? I think the more important, like you mentioned with the Mets, is the Mets have completely choked away
the Reds. The Rally Reds are coming back.
Their chance to go to the playoffs, and that's awesome because I hate the Mets till the day I die. And the Reds have been kind of that team fighting for that last spot, so we kind of hear it with some of our guys. They're all huge Red fans.
Yep.
To answer your question, though, I think the Braves, will be fine. This year, unfortunately, was just a year from hell. The past couple years have been years from hell.
Such a slow start, and then injuries.
I think, Ha-Seong Kim. Jake is really high on Ha-Seong Kim too.
Before the season started, I said that the Braves should.
You did. And then when you got the notification, you were like, look, he's on our team now. I told you. And he's been hitting the ball very well. It's something we've missed from that position to where normally we've just
kind of... That's why you got rid of Arcia.
That's why we got rid of Arcia. And then Nick Allen was really good defensively, but he couldn't hit the ball to save his life.
He didn't have a single home run all season.
No home runs.
Already got like 5.
Yeah, so I think to have some more pop at that position, kind of like, back when we had Dansby Swanson, when we won the World Series, that'll be nice. It's going to be, interesting to see, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Braves, we will see. Hitter. I think get some of our pitching back, spend some more money. We've got a good quality. I think Profar really came back after his suspension and played good.
Probably gonna need to test him again.
Yeah, probably. I will always have a little bit of hope because I think, naturally we still are one of the best teams in baseball. It just kind of didn't show the past couple of years.
No.
So.
Okay, guys, last question. And this is probably going to be a little bit controversial because you kind of alluded to this. So I want to talk about who I think should be in the talks as a possible MVP. And it's Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Now, listen, I know it's early. In 3 weeks... He literally has had 3 game-winning drives with 2 minutes or under, like 2 minutes, 7 seconds, and then the other 2 were under 2 minutes. He literally did it against the Falcons 23-20, the Texans 20-19. What happened with the Jets at the end of that game, the way he got the ball, it was like 10 plays, they go down, they score. Yeah. You gotta consider this. I realize he doesn't have the big yards. He has 615 yards, 6 touchdowns, but no interceptions.
Yeah, that's
He's actually rushed for 116 yards, which is more than like his last 2 full seasons combined. I think he's on a tear. I think he should at least be in the... If you're going to consider Arch Manning for frickin' the Heisman this early in the college, then you better put Baker at least in the conversation for what he's done. Yeah. And Doss, I disagree with you. You said, I don't care about the come from bullshit. Game-winning drives, 3 in a row. That's freaking Tom Brady land right there.
What do you mean I don't care about that?
Well, you said that earlier when you were talking about
Jalen.
You're talking about Jalen, and I get it. But I mean, I'd take those 3. If he does this 3 or 4 more times this season, those wins are on him.
Yeah. So my only knock on that is look at the teams that he had to beat in the last minute of the game.
Falcons and Texans.
Falcons and the Texans aren't great teams right now.
Neither are the Jets.
Neither are the Jets. You were playing Tyrod Taylor. So that'd be my only knock is...
But he is doing it without Godwin. Mike Evans just got hurt too.
But as you know, the final 2 minutes of a game, it is tough.
I completely agree. And so that's why I'm saying the only little knock that I would say is you shouldn't be having to do that against those types of teams to where all of a sudden... Which isn't
necessarily on him.
No, it's not. But you've been able to come up clutch for your team. So I do agree with you that he should be in the conversation for MVP.
I think he's top 5
did you see the sidelines when he went into his receiver and he's like, don't you disrespect me? With a one-handed catch.
But again, though, that's why I'll say that's why people like Baker and want... Like, I want him as my quarterback because he's fun. He does stuff like that over a guy like Jalen Hurts to where they score that touchdown at the end of the game and he doesn't have any reaction at all.
That's so funny.
And he just walks and he's just like, sweet, well, we won the game.
Well, did you know why he did that?
I'm going to go take a shower.
After the game, he walked up to Jordan Davis and he goes, I knew y'all were going to make that play. I saw the 2 Georgia boys lined up middle and I was like, they about to make a play.
But I wish he would just show some of that.
Yeah, he did after the Super Bowl.
A little emotion.
I hope so.
Did Brady ever show emotion like that?
Go back and look at the videos.
I think
in the regular season?
Did you not?
I think so. Yes, especially after touchdowns.
How about when Malcolm Butler made that interception?
No, but I'm saying in like
he looks for is his offensive
line.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm saying is like they've been there before. They're not necessarily worried about. Yeah, it was a great win, but like. I would argue that when Brady, after he had already won his first Super Bowl in the chain of like 3, the second iteration of 3, but I do think you beat a team like that in the regular season, he's probably just like, great, we won, on to the next.
I hear you, but at the same time, though, you're a human, and when something like that happens,
maybe he's not.
Maybe he's not. Like you were this close to losing that game. Mm-hmm. I mean, show a little bit of something. But
man, act like you've been there.
But my whole take on comparing like Baker to Jalen Hurts is this is why people gravitate towards Baker.
And think about like the end of someone's career when you look back on all of it when you're 60 years old and you're like, wow, that was great. You only got to play in so many games in your whole life. Like enjoy like it's pretty special. Like, celebrate your damn touchdowns.
Well, I mean,
And I think
celebrate
he
the wins.
did. I think he does. And I truly think he does.
Think about
it's
Jalen
just
Hurts'
all kind
path,
of
though.
behind closed doors.
Well, think about Jalen Hurts' path. And yeah, that's probably it. I guarantee you he's a completely different person in the locker room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, he played on Alabama. He went to national championships over and over. He was coached by Saban. He left Alabama to start his own arc and go to Oklahoma. Damn near won the Heisman. If he didn't, I can't remember. But goes straight, earns his spot, takes it away from a starting quarterback who got hurt, and never looks back. And so I think he's got probably one of the biggest chips on his shoulder.
He's like Batman. Like
Yes.
it's just like stone cold, just
Which he called. They got strong Batman. They've got small Batman. Skinny Batman is Devontae Smith,
Yeah.
and then fat Batman was Jason Kelsey back then.
no. Baker, I think, should be in the MVP category.
At least in the conversation.
At least in the
Yes.
conversation.
Oh, he's
For
top
3
five.
weeks in. For 3 weeks in right now, if I was going to give an MVP
Him and
to a
Daniel
quarterback,
Jones.
Him and
Him and
Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
Oh, yeah, like
and
you-
Josh
like
Allen.
it would be a-
Hurts. I just because
Yeah.
he hasn't made mistakes.
I'd
Hurts
say
has been
Herbert-
he'd have to be in the conversation.
Herbert, Baker, Josh Allen, who Hurts, and
Daniel Jones.
and Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
Jones.
That'd be my 5 right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good list.
Okay, guys, listen, that's 4th and long for this week.
Nice
That's
job,
what I
man.
got.
Nicely done.
All right.
Before we get into our interview, make sure you guys pause for a second to leave a like on the video. Drop some comments about what we've talked about so far, and go follow the social media pages because we post every week. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel because we always appreciate the support. But on to the interview with AJ Thomas on his birthday.
Our guest, Mr. AJ Thomas.
Yep.
Big Colts fan, as we know. We thought it was only appropriate as his team is 3-0 right now. I don't think anyone saw it. I don't even think he saw it
way.
coming.
I seen it.
Yeah, he was. I can't even lie. He was telling me all.
So
summer.
yes, we thought it was appropriate. We've got a lot of questions that we want to ask him as being a Colts fan. So the first question I have for you is,
Hey, wait, happy birthday.
first off, yes, happy birthday,
25.
That's nothing to be.
Let's go.
But yes, no. First question. I'm just gonna. I mean, pretty obvious. But what is surprising you the most about the Colts' success or season so far?
I think everybody has the same answer. Daniel Jones, honestly, he's been playing really good, man. He's been sitting in the pocket, throwing the ball on time, no turnovers. No turnovers, but he's just making the right play. But at the same time, bro, we've had all these weapons, bro, all this time, bro.
That's true.
Like, I think Tyler Warren is a great ad because he adds that that element of blocking, and at the same time, we can give him we can put him in the backfield, and we can get him the ball that too. But I think the one thing that a lot of people hasn't really been talking about is Lou Anarumo.
Yeah, the new defensive coordinator.
Bro, and I was telling Dylan about it in the offseason. I was like, bro, he's nice. If you want to talk about Brian Flores and third down schemes and shells and putting people in different positions, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that he's really our defense is really what's been But at the same time, we played one playoff team.
That's true.
The first game, Dolphins, I was like, okay, it's the Dolphins. They don't got no defense. But the Broncos, bro. I was like, okay, we got some right
That was a
here.
good win.
So, yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
I too, I think me and Dylan before the season started, when we went through our AFC
Their
breakdown,
one thing was quarterback.
we literally said if they can have competent quarterback play with this roster they have, the defense, the O-line, the weapons, the running backs, there's no reason why they can't go and win this really, really watered down division.
Yeah.
So
Especially with
Yeah.
the Texans playing as bad as they're playing too. I mean, they're 0-3.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
Texas been like that, bro. Texas can't get into the red zone
That's
for
true.
some reason. Hey, it's because Caleb Williams and the CJ Stroud. He tried to little boy him, bro. He's cursed. Bro.
Yeah.
He has to apologize publicly.
that might help his case. A
So
little bit.
to go kind of more on the trend of quarterbacks, do you think
Yeah.
there's any way that Anthony Richardson is traded if Daniel Jones continues to play like this or gets extended, in the offseason? How do you think that whole situation is going to unfold?
So, I mean, as you know, football is you ride with the high hand.
Yeah.
So Nice. Like, I don't get me wrong. Sam Darnold had his blowout year last year, and you see how they shipped him out for JJ.
It's
Not
true.
saying that can happen, but I'm saying like we don't really know what's going on behind scenes because AR did meet with the head coach, and he was like, "Hey, like, what do I have to do to get on the field?" They had their little conversation. It wasn't public, but like, you know, for me, bruh, I would still love to see AR, Tyler Warren, and JT in the backfield.
Yeah.
But at the same time, bro, it's all about development, bro. Can you develop like the big thing, bro? Is Daniel Jones is not turning the ball over, and he's getting the ball in the right spot at the right time every single time, bro.
Yep.
We punted what? How many times? One time?
It's like one or two
That's
times.
an NFL record too.
Yeah.
They went the most drives without punting the ball in I think ever that we've ever seen.
And then the
So,
Colts Instagram page posted a video of their punters highlights, and it's him just holding snaps for field goals.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine Anthony Richardson coming to the coach and saying, "So what do I got to do to play?" Like, give me a friggin' break, dude. You had 2 years. You lost a bunch of games.
And now we're 3-0. We haven't punted one time this year.
It
Like,
sucks to say, but it like genuinely might be too little too late for Anthony Richardson, at least on the Colts. But I mean, he's got the intangibles to be a good player. I mean, we're such a big quarterback trait league now. So I do think he does get traded.
Turn into Trey Lance. You get what I'm saying?
That's
we're
true.
like, oh, we're waiting for you to develop. But Trey Lance found a good spot at the Chargers. But like, I'm hoping somebody to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, we'll see, bro. We'll see. It's a long season. It's not saying because I was watching the game. Daniel Jones still doesn't slide. He over here thinking that he's super.
He took a big hit on the goal line.
Yes, bro. And I'm like, but we'll see, bro. We'll see. We'll definitely see.
I hear you. So next one. This has been very popular.
We've talked about this.
We've talked about this. This has been all kind of over media. What are your thoughts as a Colts fan that Carly Ursay-Gordon is on the sidelines, supposedly listening into meetings, supposedly listening to play calls? I have my take on it, and it's maybe because I have a feeling you and me might have the same opinion once maybe things kind of go wrong. I could only imagine someone like that coming into the quarterback room and being like, okay, you need to go. Like, yeah, you've listened to all the stuff, but what's your take on that?
I mean, as an owner, I honestly don't see why not more owners should like listening, because at the end of the day, you do need to know who you're hiring. If I'm investing all this money in to people and like he say, she say, you know what I'm saying? That's like a lot of things. But at the same time, like you don't want to feel like you're stepping on people's shoes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's like, oh, you need to be on your stuff, but at the same time, can I breathe? Like, am I gonna be scoped down like every single time? Am I gonna be questioned? But I think she's doing a really good job at the balance, because at the end of the day, bro, she's been on the sidelines. It's just she didn't have the headset before, so it's just like she's just learning the game, man. We in here together.
I like the idea of a hands-on owner. And I do think I'll be interested to see if, God forbid, the Colts end up not collapsing, but having a few weeks where they are sputtering and, kind of stacking up losses. We'll see.
Next week is
The
going to be
Rams.
crazy.
It's a big game. That's a big game.
Well, this is probably going to be the test to be like, okay, they're 3-0, but let's see if they're really 3-0.
Well, because even with Denver, I mean, we'll talk about it later. Bo Nix has not been playing good to start the year, and so
gotta take advantage of it.
He did put the Colts back in that game. Granted, the Colts took every single opportunity necessary to win that game too.
The Broncos game, yes, we won, but it was a field goal miss.
Yeah.
And we got the penalty, and yes. So like that's what I'm saying. When everybody's all hyped, we're 3-0, but I'm like, really? We 2-1 and we beat 2 bad teams. Like,
that's true.
So this is the ultimate of ultimate tests. Yeah. Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka, Kyron, Verse, yes, this is the game.
They got a really good D line, lots of playmakers, and I mean they've got a veteran quarterback.
It's gonna be a fun game to watch. So last kind of question from us is, with what we've seen, you may have kind of already answered it, but where do you, with the division they're in, where do you see this season truly, maybe from like a fan's point of view of what you want versus maybe being realistic.
We're making the playoffs, bro. You ain't got to finish it. We're making the playoffs.
I think y'all are too.
Garbage division, right? In this garbage division,
Yeah,
we're making the playoffs, bro. Like, do we get a playoff win? We'll come back. I'll come back on the show and let you know. But I don't know. Like, we're definitely making the playoffs. But the Jags, I don't know what they. I don't know. They got the boogeyman on them. The Texans, boogeyman on them, and Cam Ward ain't got no weapons. So
doesn't have no line either.
Nobody. Yeah, so there's really nobody that we really competing with. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm pretty sure I heard AJ just say the Colts are back.
Colts are back, and he might actually be right. I think. Yeah, we thought they were going to have a good roster and competitive, but this is blowing away my expectations.
It all depends on the
for them.
quarterback.
It really is.
Yeah.
So
no. I got a question, AJ, because I know you live in Miami. Obviously, my Dolphins are 0-3. You're going to the game. Oh, that's so. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, we're 0-3. You're 3-0. What is the attitude right now? What are people thinking, talking about down there? Sports radio. How are they feeling about what's going on with the Miami Dolphins?
Oof.
Bro, it's bad biz down here. It's everybody's turning on everybody, pointing fingers. Man. Players don't really, not saying like I know clearly, but it's just like from the media wise, I'm pretty sure y'all be seeing the clips of the awkwardness between when they ask Tua questions or when they ask Mike McDaniel questions and Tyreek over here. You know, like, bro, it's pretty nasty. But I think y'all gonna be a top 5, top 10 pick. Tyreek is more than likely getting out of there. Yeah. And we're just rebuilding. But Ollie Gordon,
good pick.
Like, I think they're gonna lean more into like running the ball because that's the issue. We're one dimensional and we're not really like.
Well, you got more faith than me. You say top 10 pick. I say top 5 pick because I don't see us winning a game this year until we get things figured out. But you know, we hear like sports radio here in Atlanta and we hear what the guys on the radio are saying, what fans are saying about Atlanta right now and some of the things they've done. I could only imagine what's going on in Miami where they're ready to fire everybody and start over.
Well, yes, that because, you know, it's about production. At the end of the day, you got to win. But when I'm watching the games, it's not like Tua is playing terrible. Yes, he has his plays, but it's more like I think, bro, it's really McDaniels. I don't think the scheme and he put like the people that he puts in position is like the right. Like they don't even use the tight end.
Yeah, that's
like, why do we have Waddle? Why do we pay Waddle all this money and we only sprinkle him 3-4 plays? You know what I'm saying? Like. A-Chain's getting the bunk of it, but like A-Chain is a weapon. You need a real running back to get under center and run the ball.
Yeah, he's like 5'9".
Well, I say bring on Gruden. I want Gruden right now to be our coach. So that's all I got to say about that.
Possible.
Hey, Gruden got to come back. I be watching his videos on YouTube. Bleacher Report.
Well, you love Barstool Gruden.
So last question, because I know you're really invested into football. You fantasy. I mean, whatever you want to describe it. What's been your biggest takeaway from the first 3 weeks of NFL? Like, that could anything, or whether that's a team, whether that's a certain player, whether, you know, what would surprising, what's your biggest takeaway the first 3 weeks?
Biggest well, it's pretty early. Clearly the Colts, like
yeah.
Right. Besides the Colts, a lot of the good teams is playing bad.
That's true.
Like if you really look at this thing, like 1 and 2 Raven, but they're playing each other. But like
one of them's gonna be 1 and 3.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs we kind of seen like you know, we paid Mahomes all this money. Like, it's time to retool. We got to get all these rookies and stuff.
Yep.
But it hurts them without Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy.
Absolutely.
But I've been seeing a lot of these teams, Packers. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a really bad one.
And if you really look at it, like, okay, the Browns defense is really good, but that turnover from Jordan Love was
can't happen.
And we really make it's a lot of it's a lot of more questions. And it's not really a dominant team, I would say. You know, there's a lot of holes, but you know, it's football. We're gonna see by week 10, week 12. You know.
Yeah, true. All right, so predictions for the Colts Rams this week before we let you go. Final score.
See, I became a better since I came down here because we got the Hard Rock, right? Honestly, I'll take the Colts spread.
You think the over's hitting?
What is the spread?
I
haven't looked yet. Actually. It's probably around 2.5, 3, somewhere in there.
Probably 3.5. That's what I'm thinking.
He's got the Colts regardless. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I just wanted him to say it.
Well, again,
I can't tell you, like, I'm not taking them to win straight up, but I said, we'll take the spread, man. We'll take the spread.
Well, you heard it here. Maybe we'll have to take that for the KUTT Bet of the week. Maybe.
We could.
That's right. We could. We'll
hey, well, thank you, AJ. Again, happy birthday. We wish the Colts the best of luck throughout the season. Yep. I mean, every time I watch the Colts, I think of you, so it's always fun in that way. But yes, no, thank you. And yeah, from till next time, we will definitely have you on as the season progresses to kind of see the life of the Colts season the same way we're trying to do for
That's
them.
right. All right. AJ, take care.
Super Bowl champion. I said it, man. I said it.
Oh, no.
He said it.
Thank you, AJ. We'll see you later.
All right, see you, dude.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Dylan. That guy loves his team as much as you love the Bears.
I know he does.
I mean, the Colts are back, baby, and they're 3-0, and he's excited about it. But man, his take on Miami and what's going on down there, I mean, I've listened to some of the sports radio. They are over that
AJ's
team right now.
mom is from Chicago. She's a Bears fan, so he gets that passion from her. He's a Bulls fan.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting to kind of, he had a very similar take about the whole, their owner being on the sidelines, and if something does go wrong, all of a sudden, you have to trust the people you hire. So how's that going to work? He loves his team, and I think I don't care what he says. He's a little bit surprised that they're doing as good as they are.
Oh yeah,
I know
he was telling me all.
But he did. At least he admitted. He's like, look, it's not like we beat fantastic teams right now.
Yeah, this is true. But no, we appreciate AJ. He's great. He was great.
Happy birthday, buddy.
He is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to football.
Yeah.
To get into week 4, though, we have picked some of our favorites and some of the ones we're picking for our pick'ems that we post. We had another pretty good week. I am 3-0 on player props.
Yeah,
so that's great.
Would be doing good. I think one week I got screwed by neighbors like a yard. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good since then.
Yeah, and then Kaiser's been doing pretty good. Jonathan is undefeated in college picks, and he is also undefeated in player props. So Jonathan's cooking right now. Week 4 though, first game, Commanders at Falcons. Hopefully Jaden Daniels plays, because I think this was
a Mariota revenge game. This is why I put that
That's
on
also
here.
true if Jaden Daniels doesn't play. But if he does, we kind of saw this matchup last year. It came down to the wire.
It did.
The Falcons kind of being what they are, firing the pass game coordinator, firing some of these coaches, new kicker, not scoring a single point against the Panthers.
Yeah.
So this one...
You have to win this game.
You have to win this game.
You have to win this game.
You have to. Or else more people, I think, are going to get fired.
But have you seen the way that Debo is being used on the field right now?
That's why I drafted him.
He is freaking everything
and Terry
right now.
might be out this week, so that'd be
I'll tell you
huge for
what,
him.
the Falcons could very easily lose this game.
100%.
Falcons have a good defense. Well, they did look like they had a good defense until they played the Panthers, but I think the biggest story was the Falcons' offense, and I do think it's got to be either.
Oh, they fixed it though, Dylan. The OC is going to be on the sidelines this week.
Oh,
that was the problem.
We all know that works so much better.
He couldn't see from the booth. That's what it was.
Yeah, he was seeing too many things from the booth. He was getting.
They got to get the popcorn and hot dogs and beer out of his hands up there.
The Falcons need to win this game. They don't have any terrible injuries. Obviously, the O-line isn't great, but the Commanders don't have a commanding defensive line. They've got great players on there, but it's not going to be a suffocating defensive line. And so Bijan, you got to use him, even Algier, but Drake London has yet to be really used downfield a lot.
0 touchdowns from their receiver.
The Commanders also have that kick return guy that is a stud too. That is like he could pop one at any moment.
You're talking about the Commanders?
The Commanders.
That's Debo.
Oh, well.
No, they have another guy.
They have another guy. No, they ran it for. He got one called back. He ran one up.
Oh, did he really?
And then he ran one all the way. They could get some special team points.
It's going to
really hurt.
I don't necessarily know who wins. I want the Falcons need to win, but the Commanders were a good team last year, and they looked great.
And they still put up almost 40 points without Jaden Daniels.
Oh, they did. They put up 41.
Yeah. Next game, Chargers at Giants.
Debut, Jackson Dart.
Put this one, debut, Jackson
Dart. Baby, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
I don't think they're going to win. I hope he does good, though. I do
too.
I think Dart was good coming out of college.
I hope
know
him and Neighbors have a really good connection. I'm looking to see.
Well, and Neighbors had, I think his first target the other night against the Chiefs wasn't till like the third or fourth quarter or something crazy like that.
Yeah, which that could be play calling, that could be Russ, it could be both.
Could be both, yeah, so you never know. But you've got to get Neighbors going. I think you got to be able to run the ball.
Yeah.
Scattaboo looked pretty damn good when what's his name went out with the dislocated shoulder. Yep. Tyrone Tracy, is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah, Scattaboo looked great. I'm excited to watch Jackson Dart. I think this is what they should have done. They let Russell start first couple games. They're 1-3.
Why did they even sign him and Jameis? That makes no
He's got
sense.
hair too. He's got hair like freaking Trevor Lawrence almost.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to this one just because of Dart. That'd be wise.
Absolutely.
Next one. Eagles, Buccaneers.
3-0, 3-0,
so
baby.
This is awesome.
This is a great game.
So this is awesome just for us.
We've been prophets. We are prophets.
We've been building this up of the Jalen
Which
Hurts
quarterback do you
Baker
want?
Mayfield. Which quarterback do you want?
And here we go.
Which one do you want? They're playing today.
Take him, baby.
Hey, we've been to this stadium, Josh. We've seen a game down there. This is a fun stadium.
It's gonna be a good game.
They're going to be in Raymond James.
Game.
This is going to be a good game.
You want to know? So you remember Florida's defensive tackle from last year, the big guy that's like 460 pounds,
And he didn't make the team.
he was an undrafted.
Yeah,
free agent.
they brought him in for this week.
They wanted him to cut weight over the summer, and he was making progress, but not well enough to practice yet. Yeah, they elevated him this week. That is a tush-push stopper.
Push,
him
push,
and
baby.
Vita
That's
Vea,
so
you can
awesome.
bet your ass that Desmond Watson is
what do
going
you-
to
what do
be
you call
nose
that?
tackle.
Is that like a
right next to Vita Vea?
butt plug?
And
I mean, what is that?
The butt plug. That's what we're calling it. It's the butt plug. You are about to witness Vita
elevate him
Vea,
is that-
Desmond Watson,
Yeah.
the butt plug. Get ready. The tush push is not working this week. Okay. And I saw Nick Wright. There's another name for the tush push because they've started false starting. It's called the early bird now. Okay. It's the early bird versus the butt plug.
Wouldn't that be like it's not erectile dysfunction. It's
No, you just need to stop. While you're ahead, please.
geez, what a mess.
Oh wow, that's funny.
I hope that guy. I hope he gets on the field. It's his first NFL game. I hope he goes out there. I hope he literally seriously kicks some butt.
That's I hope so.
Well, you heard it here first.
Butt plug.
You got the butt plug, and you got whichever quarterback you want, Jalen Hurts or Baker Mayfield.
Hey,
This
but
is
that's
a
going to be a
can't-miss
great
game.
quarterback matchup. That's going to be a fun game
No,
to
it's
watch.
funny because it feels like we've been building this up since the start of the season.
And they're both somebody's going to come out of this game 4-0.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Oh wow. Next one, we talked about it with AJ. We talked about it.
This is another good
Colts
game.
Rams. I think this is a huge
Close game.
This is a huge test for the Colts to really see if they're really 3-0. And I think also the Rams to kind of bounce back from that embarrassing loss too. I think the Rams are still a very good team.
Yeah.
But the Colts are the Rams have a great D line. So let's see
Yes,
if they're
they
going to be
do.
able to run the ball the way they did with Jonathan Taylor
Yeah.
against a good D line. That'll be a test there. And again, Matthew Stafford, you've got Puka's playing great, Kyron Williams is playing great. Devontae Adams had some really big plays last week.
Still have yet to utilize the tight end yet. And you drafted Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. I feel like every time I watch McVay's offense, it's like it's amazing, but it could be even better if you just realized that you had a tight end for more than just blocking and what do you call that? Flat routes, literally just
in the
running
flats.
sideways.
Yeah.
That's all they do in that offense. But I do think this is a huge test for Daniel Jones, probably more than anyone in this game, because like you said, I think they're going to have more trouble running the ball against this Rams D line. They've got great starters all across. So he's going to be forced to pass. And they've got the weapons. Tyler Warren might end up having a massive game. That's my prediction. I think Tyler Warren is probably the top performer in fantasy for tight ends this week. And I have him in one league, so I'm hoping for it.
Yeah. Next one before we get into our pick'ems, one
of these teams is going to be 1-3. And the how this isn't a Monday night football game this week
Compared
when
to
we
what we
have
have.
Jets at Dolphins
I know.
and Bengals at Broncos. What are you doing, NFL? Even before the season started, you knew that this matchup was way better than anything you had on Monday night. Maybe, I mean, you could argue Bengals Broncos, but really, the Jets and Dolphins.
I agree.
We should be picking this.
Talking about the Ravens Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as having the Bears on Monday night.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's one of, like you said, one of these teams is going to be 1-3.
I think it's going to be the Chiefs.
It's the 1-3 hole.
I think it's going to be the Chiefs. I think they're going to lose.
I do think it will be the Chiefs. I think the Ravens, especially how they lost.
Dude, they're pissed.
They're
pissed.
kind of the way they are, and they came out and beat the Browns by a lot of points. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be the same thing. The Chiefs just, to me, still, I know they kind of looked a little bit like their normal selves in the third and fourth quarter against the Giants. But it was the Giants.
Yep.
You still really didn't win by much. You're still missing big plays. Yep. Mahomes is really having to put the Superman cape on.
He's having accuracy issues too. I've watched all the games this year. He's missing a lot of deep throws. It's not normal.
He is. And I just think too, if the Ravens, they put up a lot of points. You could say a lot of things about them. They're putting up a lot of points, and I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to keep up if that's what it turns into the way they have been the past couple years.
No. And Worthy may be playing, and I guess that could end up being a big difference, but I think the biggest difference is not having Rashee Rice. I think he unlocks pretty much the whole offense. And so after week 6, the Chiefs probably do look like a different team. I think they're probably able to run it a little bit more now that they have more downfield threats, with Worthy and I guess you could call Kelsey, but really Rice. So I do think it may be too little too late for them because by the time Rashee Rice comes back, they still have to play. Let me pull up the Chiefs schedule.
Well, we've talked about it. Their first, 6 games weren't, and then they kind of get back Rice in a good portion of the.
So they play the Jaguars next week, but then they play the Lions right before Rice comes back, and then the Raiders. Yeah. But I think they could have 2 more losses. They could be 2-4 before Rice comes back. Arguably, maybe 1-5, but probably more like 2-4.
They could be 0-3 right now.
Yeah, they could be.
I mean, it wasn't like they exactly, came out and played amazing.
No, that's my point to that. Is it's not like they just came out and were like, oh, whew, they're back. They just had a couple,
22-6.
Yeah, not
22-9. He did last year. I mean, before he got hurt, dude, you remember, it was only like 2 or 3 weeks.
I think he will.
They were putting up so much.
He's not. I think he will unlock a lot for other players, though, when it comes to the run game, when it comes to Travis Kelce.
Tyquan Thornton has emerged, and so
But to say that it's the end-all, be-all, yes, you are right, to where it's not just going to be like, oh, he's back. It's, now all of a sudden we're going to start scoring 30 points a game like we used to.
This is not the team that we've seen the last few years.
So has he been practicing with the longest yard players, like he's in prison for these few weeks?
So how I was kind of complaining how he's still so he actually hasn't been able to be around the facility until I think this is the last week he can't. And then after this week, he is allowed to kind of ramp up and get ready for when he does return.
Makes sense.
So, but he has not been the past, I think for the first 4 weeks. I saw that. I read that. To get into our picks of the that we pick, because we pick all the prime time, we pick the big noon, we pick the college game day
matchup.
We've got a lot of games this week.
We do. We have 6.
Good divisional matchup.
Thursday night football.
Thursday night.
7 games.
Seahawks Cardinals Thursday night. I'm going with the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks look great. What?
6-7. God damn.
I think the Seahawks are going to win this game against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals Marvin Harrison, just does not look right. Something's not working there for him.
I think Marvin Harrison, can wide receivers have the yips?
I would maybe a little bit.
Like, you can't catch it unless there's someone just plastered just guarding you. I don't know. I'm taking the Seahawks in this one.
Yeah, I am too.
I know they're at Arizona, but I was wrong about Seattle so far.
Yeah,
wrong. They've been looking good.
They do. They have good running backs, a good competent quarterback play, and their secondary and their defense is young and good. So, and I just don't trust the Cardinals. I don't trust Kyler Murray.
No.
Their defense, I think, is older. They just lost James Conner to season long.
Will Johnson is battling an injury as well. And you're not getting anything out of your playmakers other than Trey McBride. Yep. That's it. So
I'm going with the Seahawks in this one.
Yeah.
Next one, big noon kickoff. 21 ranked USC versus the 23rd ranked Illinois.
Can I just point out that
do we even care about this game?
No one is at Georgia, Alabama this week. This is the first time that they haven't been at Georgia, Alabama. I think Cullen told me this in like a decade.
Little surprising. The college game day game is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree that is a little surprise. But for this game, I'm going to go with USC because Illinois lost by almost 40 points last week.
Yeah.
to a ranked team, and they were the 9th ranked team in the country at that point. So I don't think in any realm, form, shape, or fashion that the 9th ranked team in the country should be losing by 40 plus points. Yeah. So for that reason alone, I am picking USC to win this game.
Give me Illinois. I can't go against my hometown. I know nothing about Illinois, but I do know that they are in Illinois.
Dylan, golly, you got to take the emotion out of it. There's no way Illinois wins this game.
Next one, as we talked about, Oregon Penn State is the college game day this week. This is a great matchup. It's Oregon really hasn't played anyone. Penn State really hasn't played anyone. So this is the first time we're really going to see what these teams are made of. I'm going to go with Oregon, though. I trust Oregon's coaching, Oregon's big game more than I do Penn State's quarterback and their coach in big games. For this being the first game that they both have truly played of competent, competition, I'm going to go with Oregon in Penn State.
Give me Penn State.
I don't care if it's a whiteout.
I was going to say, give me Penn State at home.
Oregon's uniforms are always better.
That stadium,
the visiting team, they're going to win.
I don't care.
Oregon's going to take this. They're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
I think Penn State wins. I know they got a good defense. I mean, they always have a good defense, but I think everyone's been so high on Drew Aller. This is where you put it together. This is where you actually show that, okay, you probably are a top quarterback.
And a 5th-year guy that's been here for a long time.
Give me Penn State.
Sweet, good deal. Next one, we got a game.
Flynn's going to be at this game.
The Vikings are going to Ireland.
Oh, it would have been a good one to talk to him too. Just
we can talk with him after.
Yeah,
we'll tell him to take some videos.
He is going to Ireland. The Vikings play the Steelers. I am still going to pick the Vikings in this one though. The Steelers. To me, you should have beat the shit out of the Patriots. The way that game kind of unfolded, you didn't. Aaron Rodgers has kind of not played what he did against the Jets to kind of what we said to where, hey, can you keep this up? Or is it just kind of like some big revenge game? Then now so that's kind of what's happened a little bit. But I like the Vikings though, especially with that defense of what you were kind of talking about. Their running back
Which
is
Rodgers
great.
is, I mean, with what I said, the only way you beat that defense is if you've been playing 15 years and seen everything. So this might honestly, I'm excited. I'm going to be up at 9:30 a.m. watching this.
So are the Vikings going by ship or are they flying? So if they're flying, I'm going with the Vikings.
If they were going by ship,
if they're putting them on a ship though, then I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I'm going to take the Vikings. I like their receivers. I like their quarterback play as long as there's no turnovers. I like their running back, and their defense is just too damn good in my opinion, even for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm taking the Vikings too. Give me O'Connell, give me Brian Flores, and give me a competent quarterback. Jordan Addison is back this week, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. So yes, he is.
That as well. Give me the Vikings. Sorry, Flynn.
Sunday Night Football, Packers at Cowboys.
Micah Parsons, revenge game.
I don't know about this one, though, because the Cowboys suck, but the Packers really...
I'm going to invite you to remember week 1 when the Lions lost to Green Bay? Yeah. And then they turned around and dropped 50 on us?
This is happening. I had the same thought, too, as in why a player on the Packers is part of my bet of the week, or my player part of the week.
The Packers are going to drop 40 to 50 points on Sunday.
Yeah,
the Cowboys are not going to keep up at all. It's going to be an absolute murder, and they're going to show Jerry Jones just in the booth over and over again.
I hope Micah Parsons.
And it's in Dallas.
3 or 4
and they're not giving Micah Parsons a tribute.
Of course they aren't.
So guys, we got to get to Monday night. So Jets, Dolphins.
Hold on, I'm picking the Packers though.
Yeah, I'm picking the Packers too.
I got the Packers. I think the Packers. I agree, Dylan. They're going to drop. They're going to
Monday night. We've got 2 games on Monday night.
This is awful. I mean, how do you pick between the Jets and the Dolphins?
Hold on, are they not, Jake? Are they not wearing their uniforms though?
I'm taking the Dolphins.
So they are wearing the new uniforms.
Give me the Dolphins.
Miami Vice uniforms for the Dolphins, and which ones are they're all black for the Jets, right?
The Jets are like a dark green, very dark like army green.
Like Gotham City theme?
Okay. They both look good.
Hold on, whoa. How's that going to work?
What do you mean?
The Dolphins are wearing black and the Jets are in dark green, blackish?
Well, no, they have...
What?
How's that going to work?
Oh, wow.
That's going to be awesome. It's going to be like one team out there.
Oh,
that's like Madden.
Which quarterback? Tua, fuck. He's not going to know who to throw it to. Chris, he's going to throw to the defense the whole time.
He's going to get killed out there.
I don't know.
We got to.
That's like when you play Madden and you accidentally pick the same color.
We might have stumbled upon something.
You got to put those on the
screen.
Unless
they have an alternate.
I'll put them on the screen.
Do they have an alternate for?
No, it was one. It was one color.
Wow. Well, the home team, unless they get out for warm-ups,
Okay, Jake's looking that up for us.
They go,
So we'll confirm the uniform conspiracy theory.
I have to take the Dolphins on this because I feel like this game's a coin flip. It's at home.
too,
Mike McDaniel is playing for his job. They're at home. They're wearing these cool unis. It's in Miami.
Is Fields playing?
It's Monday night.
I don't know yet.
I've seen some amazing stuff happen in Miami on Monday night. I recall a game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Jake has it on his
when
phone.
Miami on Monday night took out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean they're the same color when it comes
undefeated
to.
Bears.
Okay, go ahead and take the over for interceptions on both quarterbacks.
Okay, so listen, Monday night, great things happen in Miami. I remember watching the game
Justin
when
Fields
Dan
is not
Marino,
playing.
he literally took you guys out. He gave you your only loss in your 85 Super Bowl winning season.
That's true.
You guys were, and we did it on Monday night in Miami.
you
So I'm
did.
telling you what, I got the Dolphins by only a couple, but I got Dolphins.
Give me the Jets because Tyrod Taylor's playing.
I'm gonna go with the Jets because I think the Jets were able to play good defense against I think a good offense.
They have a good team. I mean, decent team. They're not
against
a good
Tampa
team.
last week. So
Who are we tanking for? Like, who's the quarterback for us next year?
Really, no one.
It's not
this
good.
year.
Like,
You got
is there
Drew
anybody
Allard
where
and,
of all? This is going to be like
Kate Klubnik,
we finally get a number one pick, and there's nobody to pick from.
Yeah.
It was like when
Nussmeier.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was like when the Hawks got the number one pick, and they had nobody to choose from in the
Yeah.
draft.
Well, this is where you go and take the. This is like back when the Chiefs took. Oh my God, I don't remember his name. Take an offensive lineman first overall. Take
Yeah.
the best offensive lineman in the country. Someone who's going to be like a Joe Alt. Take him because you don't have tackles right now.
yeah.
Easy, and then wait for quarterback.
Okay, let's get off this game.
Next
we gotta
one on
get to
Monday
the-
night.
Hey, so Dolphins are wearing.
Oh, the
Okay,
Jets are
so
not.
that
Okay,
answers
so I
the
guess
question.
for home games,
So to be
home rivalry
confirmed,
games.
the Dolphins are wearing the rivalry, which are the black Miami Vice uniforms, and the Jets are not. Thank God,
Give me the Jets.
because Tua would have had 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
I thought I was throwing it to Tyreek Hill down the field. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Sorry, Mike McDaniel, you get fired. Next one, doubleheader Monday night. Bengals Broncos. This one on paper, if Joe Burrow was playing, I think it would have been a great matchup. Unfortunately, it's kind of not. I'm going to go with the Broncos though. At
me
home, I don't trust, especially kind of after the performance that Jake Browning had. He wasn't able to make up for his turnover problem again.
Playing another good defense this
Playing
week.
another good defense with Surtain, you're going to have to find the ball to different players besides just force feeding Jamar because Surtain is going to follow Jamar.
So I want to show you, Chase Brown has 47 carries this year.
Yeah.
93 rushing yards.
Yeah, bad.
How many games are the Bengals going to lose before they try to go get a quarterback that could actually win
Bad
games for 'em?
organizations normally wait until it's too late. So probably around like 9 or 10, week 9 or 10 when they already have 5 or 6 losses.
I think you should go get Jameis.
I think you should too.
No, I think you should
Should've
go
done it before
get
this
Shador.
game.
All he has to do is get in his car and drive down the road from
I
Cleveland.
don't think they remember what Jameis did to the Broncos last year while he was on the Browns. They didn't win, but he had like 400 yards. That was the
Jameis
Thursday
would be
night
so
game.
much fun
Jameis
to watch.
would be licking his chops with
Jamar
and T. Higgins.
And do they sell
Jamar.
crab legs in Cincinnati? I think they do. I think he'll be fine.
I'm going with the Broncos, though.
Yeah, me too.
Unfortunately, it's a little stale Monday night.
Sucks.
I wish some games could have got moved. They don't do that this early.
I'm going
in
to be
the year,
watching the
but-
Bears highlights from us winning by 20 again.
Player props for this week. I kind of mentioned it. I'm going Jordan Love over 231 passing yards. I think they're going to come out
You
angry.
saw what happened last week.
You saw what happened last week. They're going to come out. I
400
think
yards.
their head coach, he's going to just throw the ball all over the place the same way Caleb did.
Or they run the ball all over the
They
place.
could do that
You
as
can do
well.
whatever you
Now it
want
kind of
against
sucked.
Dallas.
But I think Dallas's defense is going to let up a lot of yards regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Jordan Love over 231 and a half passing yards.
Yeah. Give me Caleb Williams over. This is my prediction that he's going to stack together wins and good performances. This is, the next step in his development. His line is only at 234, so take the over on that. They're playing the Raiders. I mean, I've earned the right to be a little confident in this game based on what we looked last week and who we're playing this week. But I did say before the year, going 2-2 into the bye week, perfect. This is what you want. This is, it's unrealistic to think you could have been 3-1 or 4-0 after playing two teams that won 14 games last year. But you get a chance at them later in the year, both of them. Detroit in week 18. But yeah, give me Caleb Williams.
Hey, before we get off of these, just go ahead and, Jake, put the camera on me for a minute. So we've got all of our season bets here. We've got a chart that we put together. We're going to be tracking now that we'll have 4 weeks after week 4. We're going to start updating this chart, and we're going to follow these all the way through to see how we do. Some of them look okay, but boy, some of these starts have been really anonymous, or not anonymous. That's the wrong word. Ominous.
Yeah.
Ominous. Oh man.
Yeah, my Chase Brown one is not looking good at all.
To round up the betting section of today's episode, don't forget we'll go into our KUTT Bet of the week. That is KUTT. It is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with each other. Public verified results in sports, entertainment, politics, and lots more. The possibilities are endless.
That's right.
Don't stop talking, compete against your friends, and put your money where your mouth is. Don't forget, use code I75Live. Helps us out, helps you guys out. But our KUTT Bet of the week.
AJ helped us out.
AJ helped us out with this one. We're going to take the Colts minus 3.5 spread.
Yep. All right. Put your
against the Rams.
Against the Rams.
If they're legit, hopefully this game comes down to the wire like most NFL games do. We've got the Colts spread minus 3.5.
Yep.
Thank you, AJ, for helping us out with that one.
Thank you, AJ.
All right.
Well, that's going to wrap up today's episode 57. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. We love commenting. We got a ton on, Travis Kelce last week and some of the whole Baker Mayfield.
Hitting his coach and hitting his
again, we've been setting this up. Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
So
can't wait.
Can't wait. That's going to be fun. But if you've got anything of important stories that have happened, let us know that we could talk about. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Sir, it's been real, guys.